Union Bank is committed to the education in the New Cleveland and Ottawa areas, and it is proud to support New Cleveland Elementary in today's New 6. Local support has also been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU TV.
Hi! We're the 6th grade class of Miller City, New Cleveland, home of the Wildcats. Welcome to New 6.
Hi, I'm Eric Schrader from New Cleveland Elementary School. Welcome to New 6. With today's first story, here's Melissa Snipke.
With the season growing colder, many people enjoy relaxing with a cup of cocoa or warm cider to take away the sting of the fall chill. In today's first story, we'll learn the secret ingredient of a good-tasting cider. Matthew Steffen has the story.
Did you ever wonder how apple cider is made? Well, I talked to Pete Wilhelm and he told me all about it. I hear that the Wilhelm Orchard is a family-operated business. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, the Wilhelm Orchard is a family-run operation. It was begun in 1941 by my father, Wiley Wilhelm, and my mother, Martha Wilhelm, and has grown to the operation that you see now.
What exactly is cider and what is it made of?
Cider is a byproduct of pressing apples. Not to be confused with apple juice, which you buy in the store. Apple juice is pasteurized apple cider. Cider is non-processed apple juice.
What kind of apples are the best when making cider?
One of the things you aim for in commercially making cider is to get a blend of a variety of different kinds of apples. A blend of sweet apples, tart apples, and subacidic apples in between, and to get sort of a taste level that is sort of acceptable.
What time of the year is cider prepared?
Good cider usually is processed in the month of October, although a lot of operations begin pressing earlier in September. With the new varieties that we now have commercially, we have sweet enough apples that we can press earlier in September, but typically October and early November are the cider months.
What other ingredients are used when making cider?
Absolutely nothing. If you want to press and sell a good fresh apple cider, you don't put anything in it.
Thanks, Pete, for showing us how apple cider is made.
You're welcome.
And now, back to the studio.
Today's New 6 is produced by the 6th grade class of New Cleveland Elementary School. New Cleveland Elementary is near Miller City, which is 12 miles northwest of Ottawa. It was founded in 1882 and has the population of 1,800 people.
Have you ever owned a toy that was different or stood out in some way? Our next story will explain why a toy can be so special. We take a look at a grandfather who puts his heart and soul into the art of toy making. Mandy Stuber brings us our second story.
Hi, I'm Mandy Stuber, interviewing my grandpa Ray Stuber on how he makes toys. When did you start making toys?
Oh, about 15 years ago, I suppose, something along in there.
Why did you start making toys?
Well, I found out it was cheaper to make them than it was to go buy them for all the grandkids. When you get that many, about 25 grandkids going, well, that's a lot of toys to make.
What kinds of toys do you make?
Animals and trucks and carousel, which is quite a project, that carousel is. And tractors, whatever they want, that's what I make.
How do you make your crafts?
Make them out of wood. Wood I cut now, I'm making now is out of white oak I cut out of the woods. Take it to the wagon sawmill and they saw it for me. And I'd bring it home and dry it and plane it down, and draw the patterns, cut them out and then sand them.
What is your favorite toy to make, and what is your most difficult?
The favorite ones are all cut out trucks and stuff like that. But the most difficult was a boat, sailboat. That's one of a kind, no more of them.
Do you sell the toys, or do you just make them as a hobby?
Don't sell any, I just make them as a hobby. Make them for them grandkids.
Thank you, Grandpa, for showing us how you make your toys.
Back to the studio.
Today, there are many problems facing the world. Adults argue over many issues that seem to be far from a child's worries, but this week we decided to have our say on the world's problems. This week's Kids View question asked the 6th graders, if you could solve any world problem, what would it be and why? Here's what we found out.
Hi, today's Kids View question is, if you could solve any world problem, what would it be and why?
The problem I would solve would be pollution. It pollutes our air, it's harmful to our animals, and it doesn't help the ozone layer.
If I had to solve any problem in the world, I would stop all the wars so our world would have peace and so all the men and women wouldn't have to die.
If I could solve any world problem, it would be to help the homeless, because I have such a nice home and I do not like to see those people sit on the streets.
Our final story today takes us in flight on a trip to Bob Ruy Ag Service Incorporated Airport. Have you ever wanted a bird's eye view of what it's like to be in the pilot's seat? Well, fasten your seat belts, sit back and relax. We'll join Ann Kuman as she prepares for takeoff.
Hi, I'm Anna Kuman here at the Bob Ruy Airport, interviewing Kent Neese. How long have you been in the airplane business?
Well, Ann, I started here in 1981. I was a junior in high school, and I started as a loader boy, and I worked my way up from there.
What kind of airplanes do you have?
Well, when we began here in 1976, Bob started out with a couple of small Pawnees, and he's gradually worked his way up to the turbine Threshes. It's one of the best ag planes there is for spraying, safest, and most economical. And the other part of our company, as you can see in the background here, we're now getting into freight with Bandits. We'll be hauling freight in the future.
Could you describe to us the job of an aircraft sprayer?
Well, an aircraft sprayer is a lot more of a job than just flying an airplane. He has to begin with a problem, diagnose it, determine what he needs to do about it, and then go out and actually spray it and kill it.
What's the most exciting flight you ever had?
Well, every flight's exciting. Everyone's different. You learn something different every flight, but probably the most exciting flight was a flight in Africa. I was flying across the country of Mauritania. I had a reporter with me from the Reader's Digest, and we had an engine failure flying across the desert. We planned a little bit ahead. We were following a road, the only paved road in the whole country, and when the engine quit, we had a place to land, and nobody was hurt.
That's all for this week's show. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next week when the 6th grade class of Bluffton Elementary School visits News 6.
Union Bank is committed to the education in the New Cleveland and Ottawa areas, and it is proud to support New Cleveland Elementary in today's News 6. Local support has also been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU TV.